Let's talk about the top change. It's one of the most famous moves in sleight of hand and in card magic, and I think the reason for that is that people are not comfortable using the top change for whatever reason. Now, of course, I've done another video on the top change, but in today's video, I'm going to teach you an alternative technique. Now, this variation might be easier for you. It might make more sense in your performance, in your routines that you do. And it's, of course, always good to know alternatives for all moves because you never know in what situation you're going to be in to use that particular version of that move. This is why I think it's important to learn multiple double lifts from different parts of the decks, multiple passes for different angles, standing, sitting, surrounded. People are laying on the floor because they're so drunk off of your magical skills that they pass out, but you still proceed to do magic to them, then you might want to use a pass for that situation. Point being is that it's always good to know variations for everything that you do because you never know when you're going to use them. So let's take a look at some variations on the top change and perform it as effectively as possible. Alright, for this tutorial I am going to use the new bronze luxury edition of the luxury collection, Knock Luxury Collection. If you like these decks and you want to pick some up, of course they will be available on Tuesday, November 24th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm sure you guys know this, but if you'd like to support myself and Kevin Yu doing this major project, that would be amazing. Go hit the link down below and you can check it all out. There's an official page there. You can go ahead and sign up for the notifications so you could be the first ones to get that early bird special. And as long as you know that, we can go on straight to the tutorial. Okay, so we're talking about the top change here. Now the top change is a very useful move. It looks like this. Basically, you're having a card in your right hand and you're switching it for a card that's on top of the deck. So these two cards are being switched. Now I do have a full tutorial on the top change. You could go ahead, click right here, one of these. I never know which corner it is. We click right there and learn the top change, but I want to give you a variation on the top change, a few variations, doing it with multiple cards and different grips in this tutorial, so that you can, no matter what situation you're in, no matter how you grab the card or how you pick up the card or give the card out, or sometimes I have it on top of the box, let's say, so the box would be here and I have the card here. Sometimes it's easier to pick it up like this, and I don't want to fumble around with the fingering position going from one to the other before I have to do a sleight. That's the whole idea of learning sleight with different fingering positions and variations, so that depending on the situation, you could do the move from this angle, from this fingering position, from this, etc. Okay, so if that makes sense, we're going to show you how to do a top change using this grip. This is, I think, I would have to say, in my natural course of performing magic, I do find myself showing off the card like this, placing it in the spectator's hand like this. So I do find myself in this position quite often. So doing a top change in this position would seem more natural sometimes, and sometimes this would seem more natural. So it's going to depend, but again, let's learn as much as we can, no matter what the situation. So go ahead, grab the card just like this, and we're going to use our thumb laying flat like this, rather than like this. So you're not picking it up from with your hand above, you're picking it up with your hand like this. And then I am also holding it with the middle finger. Okay, you can do it with the other finger, but for me, this is the best way that I teach is what I'm comfortable with. It's here and here. Okay, so that is your fingering position. It's always weird to say fingering position. Anyway, this is your position of how you should hold the card, just like this. And with your left hand, this hand is letting the deck go, so it bevels a little bit this way. And you're going to go from here. So holding it just like that, and you don't want to hold it too far into the middle. You want to hold it probably at if you cut this top portion into four segments, the last four right here. Okay, so just right there, and then same thing with your thumb. All right, you're going to push over this top card and come in, and now you're going to square up. And as soon as it squares up, the left thumb is going to just pull back this card, as well as pulling your whole hand to the left hand side. Okay, so this is not moving at all. All right, it's almost the same thing as you're here and you're doing this, but in this case, it's nice because once you do this, you can square up by putting a little bit of pressure, and it squares up really nice and squared is the best way to put it. And then when you pull over the top card, then you're going to have this in the exact same position. This might move around some, okay? And you might see that in your own performance, but with doing it like this, you're going to see that there's no motion because you're not moving this hand at all. There's no way for this card to sort of not be aligned, all right? So it's just like that. You're pulling and you're pushing, all right? Or rather, you're pushing the top card underneath. You just got to make sure that your thumb is allowing that card to be pushed underneath right there and not get stuck. Because maybe sometimes this will happen and then you won't be able to pull because your thumb has too much pressure. So you want to just make sure it's coming here, pushing there, and then see. And also don't lift up the thumb. All right, the thumb should come up just so that the pressure is off. Don't lift it up because you don't want this and then that, okay? That's a no-go for us. Sometimes it might be easier to do it with the third finger, okay? The ring finger right here. And this is nice because you can actually use these other fingers as cover. So you're doing this and then you're just covering at that part. So especially about the position that you're in, if you're here, you have more cover with these fingers, all right? Rather than, let's say if you're doing it like this, obviously there's no cover. Here with the middle finger, there is a little bit of cover with the first finger. But now if you go deep with the third finger, you're here, you can cover it more. You see with the hand, these fingers of the hand, and you could cover it more, okay? So you could play around with those two. And also another little tip here that I see myself doing is if I do it with this finger, and I have it in this position, then I can squeeze with the middle finger and just have added contact of that new card coming in, and that will help so that this doesn't happen and you come away with nothing. Because sometimes you're going to do this and you might come away with nothing, and that's the name of the game sometimes. So you want to make sure that you have enough pressure with the thumb and with another finger on top of here. And if this one does not have enough pressure, then you might put pressure with the middle finger and boom, you're good to go. Now what I really like about this technique is you could take it a step further and do a switch of multiple cards. So say you have 4 cards here in the left hand in this position, or rather in the right hand. So you have 4 random cards right here. Show it and then get it into this position. Now this is a time where I'm going to need more grip. So this is when I'm going to do it with the 4th finger and the 3rd finger this time, putting more pressure because it's more than just one card. And now I'm going to get a break under 4 cards. All right, so let's say I get a break. Now the idea is as follows. You're going to come in and now you're not going to push anymore with the thumb, all right? Because those days are gone, because if you're going to push, they're going to get all misaligned, all right? So you're going to just come in here and you're going to think of it first like you're doing a swing cut, okay? So that's sort of the very open way of showing you this switch, a swing cut. But we're not going to do it so openly. We're going to do it as follows. You're going to come in with the fingers, okay? Remember, here's the grip. Now you're going to take that ring finger, the 3rd finger of your right hand, and come away with it. Come away with it. Once you get on top, you're going to come away and then now re-grip the 4 cards that are with the break right there, all right? So you have the 4 cards here. You're just going to come away. Look at this finger. It's away, and now it's connected. It's away, and now it's connected. All right, so you come here, connect. Then your middle finger is just going to give it a little bit of swing to the left-hand side. So you're here and you're just swinging. And the thumb now is going to come here and grab those cards. All right, so you're swinging just a little bit so that it's now aligned with the top of the pack. Put pressure now with the thumb only in the side corner right here. Not too much in the middle, just in the corner right there. Enough to put pressure on all 4 cards. And now you're going to come away with all 4 cards in the right hand while doing the same sort of gesture. Okay, so it should be here. This is coming out. This is coming here. Kick a little bit and point and spread or do a secondary action so that this is not seen, okay? Here, and again, the pressure is what's important because sometimes if that doesn't happen, look, you're not going to get all of them to come out, all right? And that's not good. So you should be here, here, thumb, make sure it doesn't connect with this, so just have it loose, boom, show the cards, boom, and you don't have to do this fast, okay? Make sure your presentation and your attitude and the confidence you have in doing this move overshadows this, okay? So you should be here, this is squared up, out in the open, boom, boom, and then maybe spread or give it to the spectator or something to that extent. And one more time in slow motion, it's here, let go, and then there. Here, I'll do it there so you can see, here, there. Here, let go, grab, and then point. Okay. Now, just one more thing to keep in mind is the secondary action of what you're gonna do after. Now, this is why I like this a lot, this grip a lot, because I can automatically right away throw it on the table or just sort of let it go, okay? It's a little different like that if you're doing it this sort of top change and then let it go. You have to like actually do a secondary action of placing it on the table or some sort of motivated action. But with this is great because you could just do that and then sort of just drop it on the table. So if I had a table right there, I could just drop it and I could go into it right away. Okay, same thing that I was saying with the 4 cards. So if you're here, and then if you get your break, and then you do the switch, let's make pretend this is the table right there. You can do it right away, and then spread it on the table or wherever on your knee. This is awkward, but just remember that this should not be your knee, because we don't perform like that. I mean, if you do, that's up to you, whatever turns you on. But in any case, that's the whole point of doing it, and then right away going into the secondary action so that the idea basically is that it feels like it was not in your hand, or at least it wasn't in your hand for that long, or it's been on the table the whole time, or it's been in the spectator's hand the whole time, you know. Go ahead, hold out your hand, you show the spectator, and then right away you place it into their hands as you pull it closer or whatever. So it feels more hands off, I guess you can call it, okay? So that's my one tip for you. Now keep in mind for the top change, there is an attitude. This is an attitude-based move, right? So this is what usually happens when doing the top change. You're here, you're ready to do it in whatever variation you're doing it, and you're confident, and you're you know, you feel like you can do it because you've practiced it over and over and you know that you can do it. But then when the move happens, everything stops. It's like the world shuts down, and then you look down and then you know, crowd around the deck like this, as if this is the focal point of the whole universe, and then you do the move, whether it be a pass, a top change, or get ready for a double lift. Learn to do these things before putting attention to where they shouldn't be, right? So if you're going to do a top change, it's here or it's here, however we're doing it, and as you come down, then after you do the move, then you can pay attention to the card, wherever it's being placed on the hand or on the table. Put the box on top of it, put something on top of it, whatever. But learn how attention is used for these types of sleights, and I think you'll have a much better time in succeeding with these moves and feeling more confident while doing them, and doing them more powerfully and more effectively. One more quick reminder before we head out. Knock the Luxury Collection is coming to Kickstarter on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, November 24th. Very, very excited about this project. This is our biggest project to date. If you like this and you want to support me, Kevin Yu from Riffle Shuffle, we're collabing on this big project. Please go to Kickstarter on November 24th. That's this coming Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pick up your early bird specials of this deck. This is the only print run that we are doing of this. This is limited, that's it. The production cost on this alone, with everything that's, you know, the foils, the metallic inks, the embossing, multiple levels of embossing, the seals, the foil backs, everything, it costs a lot. Trust me, this is the most intensive project that we've done. So we're gonna ask for your support in trying to, you know, get as many people to pick up and fund this deck as possible, because we really want to make it a success. We really want to make it the best deck that we've ever done and bring it to reality. So if you do enjoy the stuff that I do, trying to provide value here on YouTube, producing playing cards and all of that, it would really mean a lot if you support this project coming up on this Tuesday. Link is going to be down below if you're watching this afterwards. The campaign will run for a month time, a little close to a month. Thank you so much for the support, sticking around, watching this video. Hope you enjoyed something, and if you did, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Very close to 200,000. Thank you so much, guys, and we will see you very shortly on the next video. Peace.